Oh my gosh. That last episode. If you haven't listened to the last episode yet, go back and listen to it. That was really hard. It was, oh my gosh. Anyway, this is my Mormon memory. This is my journey, sharing my journey, my life journey, trying to get things back together. I am 41 years old now, and I'm trying to get my life back together after finding out my whole life was a lie. If you're interested in following me on this journey, follow along. Listen to past episodes if you haven't yet. This is the first time, go back. If this is not your first time and you just bared through that last episode, that hell of working for the LDS Corporation Church building, then, anyway. Well, this episode here is going to be kind of a in-between episode between the two jobs that I had that pretty much changed the way I look at the world, I guess. The previous couple of episodes were about my experience working for the Mormon Church and how much that, it kind of triggered my faith journey where, at the same time I absolutely hated my job, but at the same time I was doubting the church and I couldn't talk to anyone about it. I couldn't talk to my wife about it, couldn't talk to my parents, my brother, the people that I'm closest to in this world. I couldn't talk to them about it because in the Mormon Church, if you have doubts, it's bad. Bad things will happen to you. They tell you, they give you this fear kind of thing where it's just like you can't doubt. I mean, nowadays they say it's okay to doubt, just don't act on it. But back in the day, in my childhood or most of my upbringing in the church, it was all like, don't doubt, period. Just hold on to the rod. They always say hold on to the rod, which I always find kind of funny. Like, anyway. Perverts. Anyway, hold to the rod. Just keep moving forward. Endure to the end. I really hated that phrase, endure to the end. Ugh. It's like life's supposed to be fun, you guys. Come on. Life is hard, but at least try to treat it like it's an adventure. Like endure to the end. It makes it sound like you're just having like we're just going through the wilderness and we're suffering and life is all suffering and everything's horrible. I always feel like Mormons have this fetish with suffering. Like they're in love with their own suffering. And I don't like that. Enjoy the little things of life, people. Come on. And everything's bad around you. But if you hold on to the rod, I know what you're thinking about. Endure to the end. Go to the very end. And then you'll be blessed. And that's how it was my whole life, my whole childhood, my adolescence, all the way up to about the age 35. That's what I was taught. And it was absolutely traumatizing for me because now I let go of the rod. Yeah, I let go of the rod and I'm walking away. And if you're familiar with the Coral Phone in print known as the Book of Mormon, as Mark Twain famously said, that book's really exciting. That's the most exciting book ever written. It's a nail biter, I tell you. Yeah, the Book of Mormon, like the very beginning, it talks about a dream that Joseph Smith's father Lehi had. And yeah, that's another, you go down that rabbit hole, you'll learn a lot of stuff about how he came up with these stories, really. There's a story that Lehi had in the Book of Mormon, the old fart who wanted to get out of Jerusalem because he was going to get destroyed. He had this dream where it's just like, don't let go of the rod, and that's what the church always kind of shoved down on our brains, like don't let go, just stay on the path. It's really just stay on the path. And it was hard because I started for the first time, the emperor did not have clothes on, and I was scared because I didn't speak my mind. I mentioned in the previous episode, it was almost like the world went crazy. Like it was almost like a Mandela effect where it felt like, I don't really believe in Mandela effects. Some of them are kind of odd, like the Fruit of the Loom logo mysteriously changed. And I swear Chick-fil-A keeps changing their logo. It was Chick-fil-A with a K, now with a C, and now it's with a K again. I don't know. Anyway, don't go down that rabbit hole. It's not worth it, you guys. But I felt like the whole universe kind of changed. It was like history kind of warped. And I don't really believe that stuff, but it's a possibility, history kind of changes over time, maybe, I don't know. And maybe that's what happened. Maybe I just entered a parallel universe, a metaverse, mind you, that in this new metaverse that I've entered from my old one, Joseph Smith was a sleazehead, a douchebag. He was sleeping with people's wives and being a dick, And, the previous universe I was a part of, it wasn't like that. He was this loving little guy he's really good at stick wrestling, and he's a good guy, and he's a farmer, and he hopes his dad doesn't drink alcohol, and he doesn't drink alcohol, and he's a good guy, and he only has one wife, and the church is awesome. That's the old universe I grew up with. That's how much I believed, how much I was taught from their narrative. But I really started to question the universe. Like, what's going on? What is real? What isn't? Is everything upside down? Is it bad to steal? No, maybe it's good to steal now, because now the people that told me what was right and wrong are obviously wrong. So what's right? I was really starting to question my reality. Everything around me felt like I was in the upside down. Everything was upside down. Everything was off. I felt like I was in another universe, like another parallel metaverse kind of thing. Yeah, I'm going off here. Sorry, you guys. And it was just scared the hell out of me. Like, it scared me to death. Like, I started to question everything. Like, am I really alive right now? Is this a nightmare? Because I was so confused by how the church was all of a sudden looking like the way it was. Like, all the people on my mission that were just like, yeah, going to hell, you believe this. And those people were right. The crazy people in Prescott, Arizona, they were in like a shack living in the van down by the river, were telling me all this stuff that I thought was nonsense. They were right. And I'm just like, what is true? What is right? What is wrong anymore? And I started to question everything. I started to even question my own existence. I had an existential crisis, and that's what this is. And that's why it was so hard to record the last couple of episodes, guys. And my God, it's going to get even worse. The next episodes I talk about, I leave the church job and I'm desperate to get hired. That's why I consider working for the church the worst decision of my life, because it created a butterfly effect, that it led to one other job that ended up being worse. Like, I ended up working for a multi-level marketing company in Utah Valley, a real sleazehead of a company. They're not around anymore because they got sued by the government because they were practicing poor ethics. They were screwing over the poor. All the guys in charge were driving Porsches, and they're just D-bags, and they're old Mormons too, and just a terrible, terrible company. I worked there for about a year as well, and it led to one thing after another. I was so desperate to get out of the church job, I did not question, maybe this job doesn't seem right, And I'll mention in the next episode, the job interview and how it just felt so wrong. Everything felt wrong about this job, but I was so desperate to get the hell out of Dodge, get out of the church job, working for the Mormon church. I wanted to get the hell out of there. I didn't care what I did. I was just like, okay, sign me up. And it ended up being a total scam company. The company was total scam. They f***ed me over, and they made money from the poor. They screwed the poor over. Just horrible, horrible stuff. And they got sued by the federal government, and I got screwed over as well. And I'll mention that in the next couple of episodes. And my God, it's a hard time in my life. 2013 to 2015 sucked, you guys. I know a lot of people say 2020 sucked for me. Yeah, 2020 was annoying, but the time period from 2013 to 2015, those years sucked. Not only was I having an existential crisis about my own career, I'm going on a rant right now, forgive me. You can skip forward if you want, but I kind of need this right now. It was hard. Those are hard years, and I'm halfway done with it recording this. And this is all by my memory. I'm not looking at my journals or anything. This is everything that I remember, like it was yesterday. And I'm using this podcast not to grind an axe, which I kind of am, mind you, but what I'm doing this podcast for is my own personal journey. This is my mental health. This is like me talking. The microphone is my therapist, all right? I know it's really hard to reach out to a therapist. I'm having a hard time reaching out to a therapist right now, actually, but it's important. I think seeing therapy is professional help is good, but I'm treating this microphone like it's my therapy, okay, as of right now. And I'm going through this podcast like I'm having you join me, whoever you are, around the world, if anyone wants to listen to me. Yeah. And I just want people to know out there as well that they're not alone. They're not the only person. I doubt I'm the only person that experienced these things and experienced Mormonism growing up and being taught one narrative, and you find out halfway through your life, or maybe at the end of your life, hopefully not, that's horrible, that the whole cake was a lie. and you find out, holy shit, the whole thing was, I was lied to and taken advantage of my whole life. You can see why there's so many multi-level marketing companies in Utah. Just saying. I'm sorry. That's going to be the next episode. And please join me in that next episode, because that next episode is it's going to be hard to talk about. And brace yourself. It's going to be really tough. And yeah, oh my gosh. I'm not looking forward to it, but I need it. I need this. I need therapy. I need to say what I experience and hopefully move on. Finally, bury the hatchet, move on, forgive them for what they did to me. And that's what this podcast really is. It's hopefully helping me out so I can finally get this all off my back and help you guys out in case you're experiencing similar things. Move on. Finally move on. Forgive, forget, move on. Have my 5-minute funeral, cry a little bit, move on. And that's what life really needs to be. Have your 5-minute funeral and then move on. Because life sucks sometimes. You just need to move on. That's how it should be. And that is today's episode. I hope you got this far. But brace yourselves. The next episode is going to be my experience working for a Utah Valley LDS ran multi-level marketing real estate scam company. And believe me, you're in for a ride. The company doesn't exist anymore, but they thought they were so legit for so long, for a couple of years. And they pretty much, the pot called the kettle back pretty much. It was hard for me. So thanks for listening. The next episode is going to be a dandy. The next few episodes are, in fact. So thanks for listening. Subscribe to this channel. I don't know if you can say subscribe. I'm not a YouTuber. Follow along, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. And thanks for listening for another episode of My Mormon Memory. This is JP talking into the mic. Have a good day. Bye.